Hi, it's Gwen Fox, and today I thought, people have problems with composition and design. So I was thinking about this last night, and I thought, let's break it down, let's make it easy. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about a composition that is very, very common. You see it, you know it, and it's called the Cruciform. Now, the Cruciform is a cross. It's like this. But with art, you don't really want to make it like that. And the reason is because it's kind of boring to have it just straight across and straight down. So when you do a Cruciform in art, you do it a little bit different. And I would call it, you do it kind of like cattywampus. Nothing is the same. So I want to be able to show you several ways to do a Cruciform, and you're going to love it because this is going to become one of your favorites. Because actually, a lot of people do Cruciforms without even realizing that that's the composition they have. But it's always good to know in the back of your mind, oh, that's a Cruciform. That's a grid. That's an S curve. That's a whatever it is. So we're going to go over these. We're going to take it one at a time because what I want you to do is to go along with me on this. So I'm going to get out my paper. I've got my watercolor paper here that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to do a couple of those just to give you an idea. All right. Now that I've got this set up, it may look a little funny, but we're going to go with this. Let's draw. This is going to be our little square that we're going to paint in. This I'll do another little square to paint in. And then we will look at that a little better. But now, as you know, if I do a cruciform, and a cruciform would be like this. Now, that, my dear, is a very boring design. Very boring. So we're not going to do that. We're going to make it better. And I'm sorry my setup isn't better than this, but we'll work on this later to get it better. So here's how we're going to do this. Got my paints out. And on the first one, I'm going to stop. This is going to be the top for me, and then I'll turn it over for you. I will start here, but notice that I'm leaving. It's just totally different. There is one. I'll do this one in a different color, so we know it's our second one. Then I will start here. I like to leave the little areas in here. And now the one thing that I want to point out is that it's just as important to know that this and this, this and this, and these are all different sizes. So that makes it more interesting. So that's what you're going to want to do. But now we're going to come in, and I can do a little painting. Don't forget, you've got to leave, it's best to leave a lot of white. Now, this is all basic, but you know what? Basic is one of those things that we can always go back into basic, and we can always learn. Basic is how you look at it, really. And maybe I want to leave it white, or maybe I want to make some of this. Maybe I want to come in and make some of this a different color. And then maybe I want to take this and make some marks. And then let's say that I do not like the marks on the outside. Let's say I don't like those marks. I don't mind some of them. Some of them are okay. So what I could do then is come in and kind of cover them. So I'm not making a painting right now. What I'm doing is showing you that you've just got lots of options here. You just don't want to have it boring. Cruciforms are exciting, and the composition is very exciting. So, and I will show this to you upside down in a few minutes. Another thing to do that's really fun is to bring in collage. Now we'll let that one dry, because I think if that dries, then we can go in and work on it some more. But we'll work on the other one now. I just think they're fun. You don't have to use these colors that I'm using. I'm just using my good old faithful 3 transparents, and that's the quinacridone nickel azo gold, phthalo turquoise, and magenta. Then we could come in even with some pure black if we wanted to. This is just on 300-pound watercolor paper. You can do this on anything, board, canvas, whatever. Whatever strikes your fancy. I like that color. That is really pretty. Now, I may not like having that right there, so yeah, I just paint it out. Now, the one thing I don't want when I'm looking at paintings, I don't want to know the brush you used. And on this one, I know the brush I used, so I've got to soften those edges. So much fun to do this. I'd forgotten how much fun it is. All right, so this way, this is just a little skewer that you get at the grocery store. You get about 50 of them for $1, maybe $1. And we're going to let that just chill for a second. Then I'm going to come in with this little tool. Maybe I've waited too long, guys. I've waited too long. Now let me put the border around this. I think it'll help. Because this way you could kind of see an edge. But you still see the cruciform. See, and I'm going to come in here a little bit on this because all of the colors are the same value, similar value in there. I don't want that. And guess what? I might be messing it up, but betcha I can bring it around. And see, the same thing happened here. All of this is the same value. So you either come in and lighten it, or you darken it. Now I'm going to show you this up close so you can kind of get a feel for it. I used to do this for fun. I think that's absolutely fantastic to have it for fun. Now, is this one done? Absolutely not. But this gives you an idea. In a matter of a few minutes, you can do a composition that is more of it is a cruciform. The other one, see if we can get in a little closer on that one. Now, what I think would be really cool is to come in with some color, brighter color. And let's just do some Now, I don't necessarily like all of that. I do like some of it. So if I don't like it all, it's up to me to take it away. So that's what I'm going to do. I will take it away by just getting rid of the ones, softening the ones that I don't want. It actually looks better with the red. Now let's do the upper one. Let's put some of that orange on that one as well. that may drip. I may like that. I may want that. If I add a little water to it, I bet it will. What do you want to bet? Maybe I don't want drips, but if I don't, it's no big deal. You just paint over it once it's dry. Now, we have this. I need to bring this out if I want that. I didn't really intend on finishing this, but we'll work it a little bit. What I'm doing now is negative painting. I'm going around in order to make things better. When you negative shape, what you're doing is you're making another shape, is what you're doing. So now let's just play with this one for a minute. Let's just add some, we're going to add some black mixed with magenta. And what we're doing is bringing out the red. Don't want to do it all over, but there are a couple of places that would be nice. Am I going too dark? And you're saying, yes, you're ruining it. It doesn't look good anymore. That's okay. We can always come back. See, now I'm playing. I'm just putting color on top of another color. And am I wondering what's going to happen? Yeah, I am. First thing you know, I'm going to have this whole thing painted, and it'll no longer be a cruciform. Kind of like that gold in there. I think that's really pretty. With the orange and tone down that a little bit. Mix the gold with the white, the magenta, the phthalo turquoise, sorry. Can't chew gum and talk at the same time, guys. Now, I'm going to get that red again, and I want to put that red on when that dries, I will come in and do something else with it. But this, I'm only giving you ideas of what would work if we did this. Now, what would I do if I went back? And right now it's just really wet. But what I would do is add some more lights. But the other thing that I would like to do would be to do some scratching. You have to do it while it's wet. And you don't want to get too much. You can cover it if you do. But if I were going to do this, if this were for real, a real painting that I was wanting to do, then I would definitely firm this up. I would lighten some of it. I would bring attention to this area. But this gives you an idea. I want softer edges. Breaking it up. So I would need more white over there. But that gives you an idea. You guys have the idea of this. This is not a very good example of a finished one. There's your cruciform. Now, I've done a cruciform. I'm not saying it was good, but I want you to do a cruciform. Let's say do 5. Do 5. Do as many different designs as you can. And then let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. If you want to send it to me, let's send it to me. I'd love to see them. Anyway, I will see you next week. We'll talk about the cruciform. We'll do another design, and it's going to be fun because what's going to happen is that you are going to be learning all of this in a fun manner, and that's what it's all about. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and I will talk to you later. Love ya. Bye.